Hello everyone, this is part 4 of tips to help you progress through Darkrise, and in today's video we'll be focusing on collecting and hoarding items. Now for those who don't know what hoarding is, the definition says that hoarding is the action of collecting or accumulating something. Similar words include stockpiling or item collection. Now what makes hoarding different to simply collecting items or stockpiling is that hoarding is usually a bad thing. People that hoard items usually collect so much that they can't organise it properly, and they usually collect stuff they don't need. In terms of Darkrise, that would be like collecting multiple items or duplicates of unique equipment despite the fact that you have no intention of using them. In Darkrise, you also have limited storage, so if you collect items you don't need, this could lead to you not being able to keep items you want because you have no space left. However, in this video, I would like to show you why hoarding can be a good thing and can help you progress through Darkrise. Update 0.18 was an interesting update, and it actually inspired this video. This is because in the recent update, they added a travelling merchant that spawns randomly in areas above level 100 and sells unique items. This is great because this is yet another way that you can try and get the items that you want. But there's an issue. The currency needed to buy these are called tokens. How do you get them? By exchanging unique items for them at the same merchant. Now this has two problems. Problem number one is that if you haven't bought the remote access game pass, you basically need to carry your tokens or unique items everywhere so you don't miss your chance when you see a merchant. But the bigger problem number two, is what if you don't even have unique items in the first place? This is where hoarding and item collecting comes in. A lot of players, like myself, collect and store items like unique legendaries even though we don't actually need them. My storage still has wild mythicals and artifacts. Now, I had no idea that they were going to add a travelling merchant, and I had no idea when he would spawn. But because I've been collecting unique legendaries for so long, I had items ready to exchange. So if I saw something that I wanted, instead of missing out, grinding for unique items, and then hoping that the same item would show up again when the next merchant appeared, I could just have bought it then and there, saving me huge amounts of time and grinding. Another example why hoarding can be helpful is seen in the same update 0.18. Item upgrading no longer costs gold but instead magic substance. Sometimes the price of upgrading is absolutely huge, meaning that you need a lot of this substance. You get magic substance by melting items like equipment. Now if you don't have this equipment, you need to grind for it. However, if you've been collecting equipment and storing them, once again, all you have to do is take some and melt some, and bingo, you now have magic substance. Again, you didn't know this update was coming, but because you've been collecting and hoarding items, this habit has now helped you. There are many more examples of hoarding items and items collecting being very useful in the future. If you collect and keep rocks when you start Darkrise, then by the time you reach Golem at Crossroads who asks for 200 of them, you'll have them, saving you from having to grind for them. Let's say you're doing a quest and you end up with more quest items than you need. Instead of deleting them, why not keep them? If you start a new character, this character could access your storage and use these quest items, completing the quest quicker. Albeit, you'd have to be able to access your storage before the quest begins. So if you don't buy the remote access and you wait for Hilltown, then any quest before Hilltown you'd have to do on your own anyway. Speaking of new characters, if you store items like equipment, once you create a new character, instead of grinding for items all over again, access your storage if you have remote access, or wait until Hilltown if you don't and just downgrade and use them. Bingo, you've just saved yourself a lot of grinding and you can speed through the easy levels before you reach the harder levels and areas like Fatal Bridge and Ancient Fortress. Update 0.13. This is when books could be turned into Essence of Light and then used to craft EXP potions. Before this update, I used to collect mythical skill books so that if I created another character of the same class, I didn't have to waste lots and lots of crystals trying to get them from chests again. When this update happened, I had multiple mythical books, and so I could use these to create potions. Once again, collecting and hoarding items became very beneficial to me. There are many more examples of this in Darkrise, but I just wanted to show you a little habit that could save you a lot of time and grinding in the future. Of course, don't collect too much as you don't have infinite storage.